validate ourselves or validate our power, wealth, or, stature. There's so much, and I'm not a communist, but there's so much that we can do in terms of giving back to our community. And it doesn't always come in terms of wealth. For me, sometimes it comes in terms of this thing called sweat equity.
We want people, you're right, good heart people are rich. They are rich. You're right. I stand corrected. We are rich. We are. Chef, take over, brother. Take over.
Just to touch the point that you were talking about in terms of, if more good-hearted people were wealthy, there would be more positive done in the world. So to kind of attach to that statement, Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, they created a thing back in 2012 called the Giving Pledge. And it was basically a pledge for all of the 9 figures plus, which is over 100 million, the 9 figures, high 9 figures plus, multimillionaires, as well as the billionaires, made a truce or made a pact that they would give away the majority of their earnings, the majority of their wealth before at least 90% or up to 90% of their wealth before they leave the planet. Those are only, so far, as a matter of fact, read it to you. The Giving Pledge is a campaign to encourage extremely wealthy people to contribute a majority of their wealth to philanthropic causes. As of 2020, the pledge has 211 signatories from 23 countries. Most of the signatories of the pledge are billionaires. And as of 2016, their pledges are estimated to total 600 billion. And of course, 2 of the most known ones are Gates and Buffett. That's something that I definitely believe would be something that helps. Do you have to be a multi-billionaire or a multi-millionaire, or a multi-hundred millionaire to make this happen? Nah, there's a significant amount of waste. And what I would call waste within our community is just unnecessary consumerism. And it's there. And a lot of it literally has to do with us wanting to show or, validate ourselves or validate our power, wealth, or, stature. There's so much, and I'm not a communist, but there's so much that we can do in terms of giving back to our community. And it doesn't always come in terms of wealth. For me, sometimes it comes in terms of this thing called sweat equity. Sweat equity. I get a lot of what's called volunteer hours a year because of what I do within the community. As crazy as it seems, during certain times of the year, I'm over a particular philanthropic organization. I oversee it, and I'm program and events director. I oversee a budget of about $1.2 million. And that $1.2 million is specifically earmarked each year for us to do something within the community, something to benefit the community. So I've been at homeless shelters. This dude here, made blankets, decorated trees, for events for, folks that were not well-to-do, spoke in schools, read books to kids. These are the things that we do. So it's not just about the money. Some of it is the sweat equity, right? And I'm not going off on a tangent. What I believe is that in order to make these things happen, like you're saying, it's actually going to take more than just a good heart. Throwing money at something is just throwing money at something. Actually figuring out a way to utilize that money to get us where we need to go is stronger. You guys know the difference. It becomes Christmas time, and I go buy you a special gift. If I buy you a book that I think resonates with you, King, and I have it bound in a certain way, and it's something special, right? And let's say that book cost me $70. Or here's the other option. I go and give you $100 Visa gift card. You tell me which one holds more weight. You see what I'm saying? The $70 bound book that had all the thought process, or the Visa card. It was like, let me get this shit so I keep it moving. So I basically am saying it's not just the money, because these folks have been giving money away since for the past 11, 12 years, since 2010. What benefit do we see it doing on our community? Not really, because their stuff is global. In order for our stuff to take place for our community, we have to pool those resources, use our money and earmark them and appropriate those funds for where they need to go, as well as utilize the required sweat equity to execute a plan.